274 to development to authorize administration to apply for the Ohio Small Cities Community Development Block Grant for fiscal year 2009. 275 Parks and Recreation to accept and appropriate $500 grant received from the Division of Wildlife for the Step Outside program. 276 Utilities to appropriate $3,142.34 to purchase the handheld field computer in the Utilities Department. 277 Development to appropriate $310,480 for the 2009 Neighborhood Stabilization Grant. 278 Finance to appropriate funds to purchase the Friedman Building, corner of Main and Mulberry. 279 Engineering, appropriate $330,000 public work funds for street repair. 280 Engineering, amend ordinance 351.99 pertaining to handicap parking. 281 Development, appropriate grant dollars awarded to the Law Director's Office. 282 Parks and Recreation, authorize the use of city streets for the Gus Macker. 283 Finance, appropriate $2,958 for the fire department to purchase the hose bed covers and a new dryer. 284 to Finance, appropriate $9,575 for the South Woodbridge Street paving. 285 Human Resources, amend ordinance 91.07 to adjust the pay of the seasonal groundkeepers. And meeting dates you've heard, there will be a review session next Monday at 6:30, and you'll be able to hopefully receive those numbers that's been discussed. And as far as the other dates, there's been no other review session scheduled. We do have a regular legislative meeting June 8th and again on June 22nd. Okay, with that gets us to legislation. Item number 1.
Third reading of a resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to apply for grant monies through the Special Ohio Drug Use Prevention Grant, accepting said grant if awarded, and declaring an emergency. Third reading.
Okay, roll call.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that did pass. Number 2.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $7,350 to purchase and install LED light bars for the police department and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Okay, Mrs. Henderson.
Move to waive the 3-read rule.
Okay, second by Mr. Cross. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. Number 3.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $5,200 to purchase uniforms for 2 new police officers and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Henderson.
Move to waive the 3-read rule,
Thank you.
please.
Second by Mrs. Ames. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that ordinance passed. Number 4.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $1,000 to purchase a computer for the treasurer's office and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Henderson.
Move to waive the 3-read rule, please.
Second by Mr. Prohl. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. Number 5.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the mayor to file an application to the state of Ohio to participate in the Small Cities Community Development Block Grant Formula Program, accepting the grant if awarded and agreeing to comply with program requirements and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Okay. Number 6.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to file a 4-year capital and operating plan with the Ohio Department of Transportation and declaring an emergency. First reading.
And number 7.
First reading of a resolution adopting the Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan as set forth by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Number 8.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $310,480 of 2009 Neighborhood Stabilization Program grant funds and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Number 9.
First reading of an ordinance appropriating $3,142.34 to purchase a Badger Trimble handheld field computer for use in the Water Department and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Number 10.
First reading of an ordinance accepting and appropriating $330,000 received from the Ohio Public Works Commission for street improvements and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Malone.
Ask to waive the 3-read rule.
Thank you. Second by Mr. Prohl. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
That motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. Number 11.
First reading of an ordinance ratifying the agreement negotiated between the City of Chillicothe and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 1562, authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute the agreement and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. Bonner.
Motion to waive the 3-read rule.
Second by Mrs. Patrick. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that ordinance passed. Number 12.
First reading of an ordinance accepting a permanent traffic signal easement for the traffic signal at the entrance to Menard Incorporated DBA Menards, located on North Bridge Street, Chillicothe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Malone.
Ask to waive the 3-read rule.
Thank you. Second by Mr. Patrick. Mrs. Patrick. Sorry about that. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. And number 13.
First reading of an ordinance establishing rates of pay and other economic benefits for non-classified employees and the classified but management level employees of the City of Chillicothe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. Bonner.
Make a motion to waive the 3-read rule.
Okay, second by Mr. Trutchell. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Motion passed. Roll call on the ordinance.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And the ordinance passed. That does conclude our legislation. Mrs. Malone.
The motion to adjourn.
Here, second by Mrs. Henderson. Roll call on the motion.
Trutchell.
Yes.
Prohl.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Henderson.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.